Good evening. I want to discuss the role of dual relationships in counseling tonight. And, I first look at the 2014 Code of Ethics, and it outlines a lot of information regarding dual relationships, mainly, noting that there are some that are just unacceptable. And engaging in any type of sexual relationship with a client, and also counseling any type of family member where those lines may be drawn where you can't be objective. And so clearly there are some situations where dual relationships are not acceptable. But in an journal by Kwan in 2019, it stated that dual relationships are relationships that occur when two parties have relationships where they exercise more than one role. So you are acting as a counselor and a friend, or a counselor and a co-worker, or something along those lines. So there's more than one role that you're playing. Remley and Hurley further define it as combining the role of counselor with another professional relationship or personal relationship. And so understanding that a dual relationship is formed in that manner. So an example of this would be when you begin to develop a relationship with a client that, they view as having some sort of value to their life. For example, if as a counselor you are influential in a client going back to college to finish getting their degree, and then when they graduate, they invite you to their graduation because they feel that you've been a huge influence on their decision to finish. And so understanding what's your role then in that situation, how far can you take that before it becomes inappropriate. So some things you can do in order to mitigate dual relationships. First off, again, Kwan 2019 references the 2005 Code of Ethics, which clearly is different than 2014, but it stated that dual relationships have the potential to be beneficial, and that they are allowed depending on whether the benefits outweigh the negatives. And so as counselors, we need to be able to determine whether or not the benefit of doing something is indeed a benefit for the client. I really liked how they said that, in a situation where a dual relationship has been entered, that you must make sure to be openly discussing, sufficient discussions about that relationship and continual monitoring of that relationship. So it's okay as long as you're doing those things. And then also considering the cultural aspects, because oftentimes different cultures have different views on what's acceptable. Remley and Hurley also note that dual relationships can be hard to recognize. That's one of their risks. There is no danger sign that marks, hey, we've gone beyond the professional relationship and we've crossed the line. And also that the potential outcome of dual relating ranges along a wide continuum from extremely harmful to beneficial. And so there's just that risk that what you're doing could actually be extremely harmful. Kitchener and Harding, that was cited in Remley and Hurley, also say 3 factors to pay attention to and consider when entering a dual relationship is incompatible expectations, divergent responsibilities, and power differential. And if we view those what are the expectations of this relationship? Is it going to be too blurred? Is there too much of a power differential? Is it not good to go into that relationship because there's too much of a power differential? And things like that. If we consider those in entering that relationship, that can help mitigate some of the risks. So I hope that helps, and I hope that that makes sense. And have a nice Thanksgiving. Thank you.